What's going on, traders? Yes, the market is back, and like my intro usually says, the bull market looks like it's here to stay. What's going on? What's going to happen next? Find out all right here on Money Mitch. Hit the like. Let's go ahead. Let's get it started.
It's time for Money Making Mitch. When investors need a story, we're going to the moon. Welcome to Money Mitch, where story is everything. I'm here to find you the next opportunity. It's all about the green hands. Now we all know the bull market is here to stay. Money Mitch.
What's going on out there, traders? Looks like we need to get some people in here. There's only 27 people in here. I honestly, I don't think I've ever done a show for 27 people. All right, guys, hit the like. Let's go ahead. At least we got Shannon and Kevin in the house. So it looks like you guys are going to get some up close and personal time with Money Mitch right here. So, hey, show up in the chat. Let's keep it going. At least keep me going, at least. Let's go ahead. Let's take a look here at the overall market. What are we seeing right now? And what do we see out there? Of course, we got back above the important level of the 450, right? We talked about how important that 450 was going to be. And now we're actually over that level. Now we're watching to see, can we just continue trending on back? I mean, it looks really good right now. The question is, does these gains kind of last? Right now, energy leading the day, right? Energy led 3.14%. What a move in oil. I mean, you could have been trading oil today. Look at that monster move up towards the resistance there for CVX from 130s to 136. Some people were trading the Gush. Gush is a leverage trade. So whenever you feel something is trading really fast, you can go for the day trade in the leverage vehicle. Right here, you got oil 2x, and you can see it up there towards 115. The open was actually at 106, so that's a pretty significant move on up there. Nice 10% move there in Gush. All right, what's going on out there? How we doing? Let's talk about those AMD earnings. Yeah, we can get into AMD earnings. I'll make sure to touch that. AMC, DWAC, and AMD. That's an interesting collection there. What's up, Easy? How we doing out there? Google and AMD. I'm going to Disneyland. Let's go ahead. Let's take a look there. How did the Google do? Oh, there you guys have it. It's up there, baby. Nice little move there in Google. Alphabet there, pushing on up there towards 29.5s there, guys. I didn't get to see these earnings yet. I'm going to go ahead and pull up the Benzinga Pro so that we can go into that. But we'll see what happened. Google is a cash cow. Google always. Stock split money. Woo. Guys, you guys don't even want to hear all that. Starbucks and PayPal both just dropped on earnings in the last few minutes. If you can address those, greatly appreciated. All right, guys, looks like it's turned out to be an earnings type of time. So you know what we're going to do? Let's go ahead. Let's pull up our handy dandy Benzinga Pro. That's what we need to do here. Of course, like always, guys, you guys can get your own Benzinga Pro. So that's what I would suggest you guys do right now. You guys can get a free 2-week trial. You don't even need a credit card, so check it on out, guys. All you got to do is go to pro.benzinga.com, and you can start your trial with me. I'm going to run through some earnings through here on Benzinga right now, so get ready, guys. We're about to jump on it in. All right, guys, so if you guys have a special stock you guys want me to go ahead and get into, definitely throw it up in the chat, but we're going to go ahead and first knock out some of these earnings here. So there's two ways we can go about it. We can go into specific stocks, or we can go into, of course, straight into the calendar. So I can do it either way. First thing we want to take a look at is Google. That's the one that we had up. So let's go ahead and take a look here. Google, let's take a look, see what these earning numbers came out to be. Looks like we got a better than expected EPS and sales. Also a 20-for-1 stock split. Finally, this is really what's getting it moving, I think. And you are 100% right, Easy. You're going to Disney World, man. You're going to Disney World. I'll tell you that much. Not a bad take there on that chance that you took. And good shot. Not a bad move there. Let's take a look exactly at what do those numbers. Here we are. Look at those option alerts right out the gate, right at the end there. Definitely pushing on up there. Here we got it. All right, guys. So we got a Q4 EPS beat here of $30.69. It beat the $27.48 estimate. A huge beat there. The sales at 75.33 billion, beating 72.13 billion. I mean, when you beat it by a couple billion, doesn't seem too bad there. Not that bad of a report. I mean, you could clearly see how Google's reacting there. I think this is definitely going to help and push the overall market and the Qs up. So we'll definitely kind of keep watching these kind of move. AMD also, let's go ahead. Let's take a look at AMD here. All right. So AMD, we got report right here. BZ Wire, Advanced Micro Device, earnings per share at 92 cents, beat there at the 76-cent estimate. Sales were at 4.83 billion, beating the 4.52. So a beat and a beat. When you get those both, let's go ahead and let's see how the stock is reacting here. And you can see AMD pushing on up there towards the 128. Where could we run into resistance? We could take a look at the hourly, and you're going to see it maybe a push towards 134, definitely coming into resistance. But this is a monster move in AMD up there towards 128 now. And definitely those people that took their shot at 100 when the stock got right underneath 100 on, let's say, Friday, hey, congratulations to you guys in AMD. All right, going to go ahead and keep going through it. Nice job. Easy. Yeah, you killed it, man. All right, let's go ahead. Price should be around the 140 handle after the split. Look at Easy already calculating out the split for us. That's what you call a community member right there, helping each other out, and that's what it's all about. All right, you deserve the 4 o'clock time slot. Too many people leaving if you ain't there. Hey, well, trust me. You're not the only one ringing the drum, but at the end of the day, we got Cannabis Insiders, so we got to give Cannabis a shot. Not going to blame it on that. All right, let's keep going. Let's see what happens out there. Let's look at some other ones. I did see the earlier ones that we're worried about, Starbucks and PayPal, so let's go to that. S-Bucks. All right, S-Bucks getting destroyed there. And, I mean, we're going to talk a little bit about that. Citing inflation costs during holiday quarter. So definitely that happened there. Let's go take a look at their actual earnings here. EPS was at 72 cents, a miss of 80 cents estimate there. So definitely a miss on the EPS. The sales also at least beating there. 8.1 billion beat the 7.97 billion estimate. Sales kind of holding it. And I mean, the inflation number didn't really help it there. So as you guys can see there, Starbucks has just been kind of out of favor for me. And then I'm going to pull up my other charting so you guys can kind of see that. And to me, I just, I'm not so sure if this is what I'm going to be wanting to trade, especially Starbucks for me is just out of favor. Let me see how it's affecting Bros, though, really quickly. I want to see if Bros actually moved down on this or moved up on this. It's moved a little bit down, but nah, it hasn't really moved at all there. But let's go ahead. Let's take a deeper dive into Starbucks and see what are we seeing on this chart. All right, so let's go to the charting. Let's see here. So now we can see, of course, the 95 mark was a good mark for it, but look where we're at now. We just broke down. So this is where it starts getting a little bit concerning. I would look at, let's use the 4-hour chart so we can pull back a little bit. You can see here how you have that resistance that was drawing at that 98. Above 100, it would have started looking decent. Now you look to take out the lows here. I think you'll take out the lows at 93.79. I think you could get a break below that. And it's, for me, Starbucks is just out of favor. But the earnings, as you can see, worse than expected EPS results and it getting hit on it. Let's go ahead. Let's take a look at, what was the next one? PayPal. Oh, man, so many people wanted to buy PayPal, and I'm so glad I've been warning about this stock just because I don't know why people want to jump into a falling knife like PayPal has been, and it's been really getting hit. Now let's go ahead. Let's take a look at what happens in the earnings here. PayPal earnings here. We got it right. Boom. All right, so they got a Q4 sales, a 6.9 billion beat the 6.86 billion estimate there. So it looks like we were able to beat on that. It looks like there's some. Let's get the rest of the numbers here. So many reports coming in there really quickly here. Worse than expected EPS. I mean, you guys can see it. It's really didn't get hit. But to me, it's all about the guidance. So I'm looking at the guidance. I would have to be paying attention to the call right now. If anything, look into the earnings and look at the guidance. Are they guiding down there? And you can see PayPal's getting crushed, guys. Be careful in Square. If you guys are in Square or any name like that, you should see some down action in that. And you can see here, I'll kind of go towards it. And we could take a look here at PayPal. It's man, I didn't expect to see it get hit that hard on the earnings, but it just shows you why you might not want to be calling the dip and the bottom on all these stocks like PayPal. And really quickly, it went on up there towards today of 179, but now it's back down towards 148, broke through the lows there, back by, let's say, 152. So until it gets back above 152, it's not bullish. And where could we stop? Next move down could be towards this gap towards 140s. And then from there, there's a big gap down. I hope it doesn't get into that daily gap that we have over here in the 120s, because you could see it down by 110. All right, what's going on out there? And Bros, same with Starbucks. I mean, we'll definitely take a look. Bros just showed up, taking everything pumpkin spice latte worked for. I mean, bros look strong. It had a really strong day today. I was actually looking at it on this pullback near the 45.50s, and look how this thing has really gotten strong today, ripping on up there towards 56. I really, and one thing is I probably should have tacked my earlier buy. We did take a buy in this around 44.30s last time. That could have been a good attempt on Bros again, getting it back on up there. We'll see if it gets to 70. This is my favorite coffee name, and we won't even get started. All right, up PayPal, definitely getting the worst there. All right, let's go ahead. We'll see what happens out there. PayPal's still dropping. Yeah, I know, Thomas. Be careful out there. And you got to be careful, because too many people were trying to call the bottom on that one. And guess what? They're hitting the out button right now, just like everybody that took a shot on that. They're like, man, I want out of PayPal right now. It's down towards 146, 60s, got a low of 145.99. All right, let's go ahead. Let's get to some other stocks here. I want to get a little bit out of the earnings. Let's talk a little bit about what was hot today and what do we see moving out there, right? So basic materials, coal leading the way. What stock above and doing really good? BTU, guys. You guys know how I love my BTU. We got back above the 1150s that I thought was so vital for this stock. Now we're back above that 1060 level. Let's keep a watch on coal to see if we come back out and take out 14s, because a move from even where we are now at 12.11 up to 14, that's a 16% move. I don't know about you guys, but I could use a nice 16% returner. So I'm going to keep watching coal to see if we have a day two move on this one. Nice bullish engulfing candle here. We're going to signify what a bullish engulfing candle is right here, is when you get that body, that green body, to close all up of the prior day and really give you that nice big opening after a smaller volatility day. BTU pushing on up there. I'd look for pullbacks towards this 1160, maybe even all the way down towards the 1145, but keep an eye on that, and you can probably get a pullback attempt to get in this. Let's take a look. Silver up also 2.5%. Steel up 4.29%. We were talking about on pre-market on live trading that we we're going to watch X. We we're going to watch steel to get on out the gates here, and it did. It did do a nice move there in steel. And also I wanted to take a look at Cliffs. Cliffs was the one that definitely this was one that I wish I would have held on to. I actually got stopped out of this today. But guys, this was a really nice trade there on Cliffs. It really bounced on up there, held through this kind of consolidation period. This is where I got stopped out, just being transparent. We were trying to trade this one, and sometimes you're going to miss it. But it was a great trade up there from around the 1775. You could have got a nice move above 18s, and now it's trading up there towards the 1850s near the close. So not a bad trade there on Cliffs. All right, waiting on OPEC tomorrow. Yes, it's going to be very vital. We're going to see what happens on oil. Oil is going to be very important. I'm going to see what happens. But, man, big rip up in oil today. All right, PayPal could go to 125 next support. I agree with that, Dion. We'll see what happens in PayPal. Definitely getting destroyed. All right, so let's talk a little bit about my swing trade of the day. I did take a swing trade, guys. I'm back into the swing trading type of moves, and I'm going to keep watching, guys, because guess what, guys? It's time to break out that piggy bank. Get that money going. We need to go ahead and look for some trades out there, guys. Looks like we got 119 people joining us now. We started with just 27. So do me the favor, hit the like and throw me a stock in the chat, and we'll go ahead and cover it. All right, so this is my swing trade of the day. We took it over here at the 2250s. We're going to look for this to kind of continue on up. It's really been pushing. The real question is, can we get back up here towards like 28? That's where we're really going to start seeing some moves. What we're going to use as our out here is we're going to use now down towards 22. We don't want to see this 22 being broken down. We want to hold that on any pullback, and we want to continue our way on up there towards the 30, where we'll take some profit, and then to look to see if, hey, can we get above 30? Can we get a positive catalyst? Or do we get that just push really quickly up there towards maybe 27 even tomorrow, and then we could take profit? Of course, this is, for me, has a combined approach here. The fundamentals, I do think, are going to come back and play into DraftKings. You're going to start seeing potential good earnings report. One thing that I definitely did see is I didn't expect the stock to get back down towards the 20s. And so I think it's at a valuation now that it does make sense. But that's always when we get into the fundamentals. The story, what could happen to the story? The story could get hot with the Super Bowl. I mean, the Super Bowl is definitely going to have to bring in a bunch of promo money, and there's going to be a bunch of these kind of betting services that are going to do one last hurrah to get some customers. So look for that to be brought out. DraftKings Juan says, thanks. Hey, Juan, all power to you, man. It's all about what we'll see, and we'll look to see if it can continue moving. I like also PENN in this situation, but you could be trading hand in hand. I like DraftKings a little bit better, but we'll see what happens in PENN. All right, let's take a look there at PENN, see how that setup did today. Above the 45.60s, good level above the resistance. Now you can keep this one on watch, and it could make a quick move on up. Keep your eyes on this one. One thing that it also helped was the RSI on this one got really low to extreme points, and now has been really bouncing off of that level. Now you can really start pushing it on up, see if it can get back above the 50-day, which is that yellow line you see right here. And then we can start keep moving on PENN. All right, let's go ahead. Let's get into some of these stocks in the chat. I got about 8 minutes left. I'll go to stocks in the chat, and then we can talk about BBIG maybe, potentially. Guys, guess what? Keep this one on watch. Keep it on watch, guys. I'm watching it. We got the alert today. All right, so let's go ahead. Master of Stonks wants to talk about Lucid Dreamers out there. What's going on, guys? Did we recover 30 today? I talked about how could we get up there towards the 30 mark, and that's what I was really watching. So 30 is the level to watch right now. It keeps battling, trying to get back above this 30. If it gets back above 30, I would like this trade, and it could reverse right on back, kind of a V bottom on here. You could draw the V bottom, really. I mean, you could draw the bottom here and just look how it's quickly recovered. I would draw a trend line to make sure that you're getting what? Higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. If it can continue in that trend, it can continue to move. All right, was watching AMD 117 call. Would have been up over 50%. Yeah, I mean, it's options. I'll tell you right now. Ask the people that took option trades on PayPal how they're feeling today, especially those long calls, how they're feeling. The time decay really destroys you. And so you got to be careful there. I do agree that sometimes calls are a good option, but you can take it a different approach here than just going at it in call in kind of a option, especially going into earnings. Personally, I don't think it's a very profitable trade over a long period of time. All right. Anyone have fun? Cedar Point calls? Oof. Yeah, I mean, you can't expect that. I mean, they're up 1,400%, but I don't think anybody expected that. All right, let's go ahead. Let's take a look at some other stocks being mentioned in the chat. NVIDIA being mentioned in the chat. We can take a look at that one. Upstart also. That's not a bad one. Let's take a look at NVIDIA. All right, so Nvidia getting back above the 240s. This is the one that I really was watching, and I think this was one to definitely go after. Why? Because we were looking for stocks that to go for a dip, right? And so one thing about the dip that I talked about was look for stocks that were actually holding above their 200-day, and we're going to maybe use that as support as we got closer to it, and then we could find that bounce there. Look how this NVIDIA chart is setting on up. It's very similar to that. You're getting it right underneath the 200-day, holding it multiple times, and now you're getting a push off of that level. I'd look for pullbacks around the 240s, but for right now, it is trending on back, and who knows? Maybe we could see NVIDIA back to 300. I think it's definitely AMD and NVIDIA are such favorites, and they're going to continue being favorites in the semiconductor. All right, let's go ahead. Let's keep going on out there. I do have some fun shares. Ooh, looks like Jeff is getting it. Not calls though. Hey, can't blame you on the shares at least. Let's go ahead. Let's see what's going on out there. Let's take a look here at FCX. This is also one that I traded today, guys. And man, what a nice little gainer here on this one. This was a multi-time frame. We were looking at this on a 15-minute, looking for it to kind of break out of this trend here, and it kind of just held. I was looking for a break of 38.50, and what was the level that I gave on the upside today? I said somewhere between the 38.90s and 39 is what we're going to be looking for in FCX. Look how we went right to those levels. I love it. We're going to keep watching this. That's the next level of resistance. From here, it can get on up there towards the 40, so keep this one on watch tomorrow. But FCX definitely holding really well. Another one that I believed in today, I wasn't able to take the trade in the afternoon because I just had to kind of get to work. But SCCO looked really good. And I'm going to even show you guys the line here to tell you guys exactly when I drew this and how I was looking at this. I drew this at what? I drew this at 12 p.m. And so I was looking for this to kind of get back on up there, created today. Right around 12, I was like, man, if this could hold support, it can get back on up there through the highs. I'm going to keep watching this one. This is one that was brought to me by the chat today on live trading, SCCO, Southern Copper Corp. All right, what's going on out there, guys? Hit some likes. We got about 4 minutes left. Neville, straight out of Miramar. Like on up, guys. Smash on up. All right, so we want to get into triple BY. I'll take a look at triple BY. I got no problem with that. All right, let's go ahead. Let's get into triple BY. And look at this stock. Interesting. Starting to get back on up there above the 1628s. It could come back towards the 20. That's kind of the level that I would be looking for it to come out and take on the upside. Of course, look at the long-term chart on this one. I would even maybe look at the monthly. Look how the monthly keeps holding around this area. And I'm going to delete this line so you guys can see it a little bit closer. And could we potentially, really kind of come take that out? Who knows? I would keep this one on watch. It's nothing that I would trade right now. But let's say if we got it up into this area and then we're back on up here, all right, then I could definitely start taking a look at this one. Doesn't look that bad. At least it's trying to hold on to that 14.12, at least as some support. But I do think it can just hit this line and then really quickly come back and take out 14 on the downside. I personally would stay away. But like always, guys, determine your own risk assessment and what stocks you guys like. Because just because I don't like it doesn't mean it's not going to go up or you can't make a return. All right, guys, that's just going to do it for me today. Definitely hit that like button. We're going to go ahead and wrap on up here. Like always, hit that like. We'll see what happens tomorrow. I'm going to keep watching to see what happens in oil. To me, I think it's so important. If oil can end the week into the green, I think you continue to see the SPY hold up there. But for some reason, I have this feeling that we could see a hard crack in oil. If we do see a hard crack in oil, that's when I'm going to be paying attention to see if we can get some downside on the SPY. Of course, the SPY recovering significantly today. And so keep that on radar. What are stocks to watch? I would be watching not like crazy growth names, but stuff that actually makes money. Look for stuff like that is making money right now. I want to take a look here. and call out one more stock here that I think could potentially found the bottom. We talked about Corsair Gaming. I was taking a look at this one because they put out a new product. And look, in 3 days, it's already on up there, pushing on up. We'll see what happens if this one can reverse. I was also watching to see if my Fubo was ever going to reverse. It's bounced off the $10 level here. I'm actually going to probably eventually take a swing trade in Fubo. I do want to see a little bit of consolidation here. So we did see kind of this play where it was kind of consolidating here and hit off the bottom. Let's see if we can get back somewhere into this area near the 10, and then we get another lift where we could risk off of that $9. I do like this trade. That's Fubo long term. It's taking out the lows, trying to do that, undercut and rally trade there on Fubo. So keep your eyes on it. All right, that's going to do it for me. Shannon swinging VLO, PSX, and CCL. We talked about potentially the reopening trade. So Carnival, we talked about this yesterday. And guess what, guys? We already got a 4-5% day on Carnival. Let's take a look at AAL. This is another one that we gave yesterday, 2.19%. We're going to continue to see if the reopening trade's on. How we're going to watch it? We're going to watch for Hilton to lead us on up there through the 160s. If you see this bad boy at 160, reopening trade on, baby. We're going to keep an eye out on this because you can start seeing these stocks start ripping, and I think you're going to get a nice reopening trade. We'll see what happens and see if you can jump on that oil train before it leaves the station, like Shannon says. All right, guys, let's go ahead. PayPal, what happened? PayPal trash? Yeah, I kind of agree. PayPal's trash right now, guys. Just be careful out there. All right, guys, smash the like. We'll see you next time. And like always, keep working on those skills, guys, because we don't know what is the outcome. One thing we can do is take care of ourselves and work on our skills to improve every day. Maybe you're a technical trader and you need to work on the fundamentals. Maybe you need to learn how these earnings reports actually affect the stocks and how you can take a long-term earnings per share outlook. Maybe you want to look at the book shares. Maybe you want to look at how debt really plays into companies. You can always improve. So learn and keep working on those skills, and we'll see what happens and what story stock can come next. Until tomorrow, we'll see if BBIG can start making a move above 350. But of course, DraftKings is the swing trade of the day. We'll see what happens in DraftKings. And if we can get a little bit of a Super Bowl run, a little touchdown action, we'll see what happens, guys. Like always, hit the like. I'll see you guys next time.
It's time for Money Making Mitch. When investors need a story, we're going to the moon. Welcome to Money Mitch, where story is everything. I'm here to find you the next opportunity. It's all about the green hands. Now we all know the bull market is here to stay.